Alright, we are live on Twitch and YouTube, and the cat is grumping under her bowl, being a cat, as they do. Here we go. Hello, cat. Where's Helia? Alright. Now, back to what I was doing here. I'm traveling to my old house to reclaim my stuff that I left there. People who are curious. There we go. Alright. Ooh, there's copper deposit right here. That's really good. Copper. Nice. Also doing a bit of foraging as I'm out and about because my character is very hungry. Let's see here. 25 wolves dead, 9 pups dead. Wow. Good lord, man. Get a lot of wolves, dude. Let's see here. That's ready to harvest. My general efficiency is on the server for people curious. He exterminated our wolf and bear problem. He made mostly stink bait out of it. It's fair. Stink bait will mean more food and stuff. I'm gonna get my torch in my hand here just in case I need it. It looks like it is going night time in the game. Alright, let's see here. Ripening. Oh, that one's right. That's a wolf. Let's not play with Mr. Wolf. Sure. Not right. I am not ready to fight a wolf right this second. Gather some fennel. Yeah, I might be able to gather some fennel. Right now I'm dodging bowthorn and drifters. Yeah, let me get to my old house site and see what I've got stored up there. And most of them here to grab the stuff I need. You got 2 chicks captured. Nice, so you've already captured some chickens. Good. It looks like you're expanding your house there, General Efficiency. Also, have you also raided those 2 dungeons that were kind of near where we set up? Me and Crop Duster were on last night. Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah, I kind of figured you did. Alright, let's see here. That's a cave. Don't need to go in there. Got some more boards out of it for another door. A trap door for your chimney. Huh, that's cool. We got some wavy caps here. There we go. Alright, let's see here. Shouldn't be too much further to my base. Well, my old base, I should say. Watch as lightning hits your chick house. I mean, yeah, chickens and lightning are like... They're like magnets for each other in this game. Here's my storage box. Let's see here. Fill why those sticks are like in there. We'll grab this. I'll grab that. Well, I actually have enough room for all the stuff I care about. Perfect. Alright. Heck, I can even grab the storage packs. Good. There we go. Yep. And delete this. We don't need that anymore. Delete. There we go. Alright. Now, fiddle. Actually, what I can do, save some inventory space. There we go. Oh, hello. Very aggressive shiver that is in my face. No, that's not ready to harvest. Alright. Head back to base here. I'll keep an eye out for fennel if I see any. But I'm going to have to avoid the drifters and the shivers and the wolves and the bears. Try and avoid getting killed on the way back to the house. Well, also trying to keep an eye out for fiddle. There's a goat. This route's definitely better than the one I took to get to this location originally. The original route I took was very, very heavily forested. Very, very tough to navigate. Do not recommend. Yeah, exactly. Finding better routes and stuff. Especially when you're like me and you decide to travel without your lantern and instead take a torch. Gotta keep our eyes out for fennel, though. I think we have some fennel seeds if worse comes to worse.
I mean, I only have 4 things of fennel on me, but that's it.
Okay, Cellophane says she has some fennel on her, but only
I
like
had to eat most of it.
only like 4 units though. For sure walked by that cave earlier. Right pink. Ooh, here's some fennel. And this one's ready. Perfect. What about this one? That one's also ready. Any more fennel? Wild night last night set fire to the fields to burn out the wolves. My quern turned into the Star of David, and the bugs came back. Yeah. The multi-dimensional querns was a real thing there for a while. Apparently they fixed, since I just patched the server, they apparently have fixed the querns of unusual dimensions. We'll see. I was going to grab that, but I'm not going to worry about that. Let's focus on fennel. We got brown coal right here. There we go. Brown coal. I can hear like some goats and stuff where I'm at. That would be a wolf. Let's run. Now hang out with Mr. Wolf. That's a drifter. And those are rocks impacting the ground around me. I seem to be making all kinds of friends out here. And by friends, I mean frenemies. You know, the kind of friends you're not sure you really want. I definitely came in too far south again. Hey, how's it going there? Tonyx? Tonyx? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But welcome to the stream. Playing around on my community server here that I'm running. Working my way through this forest back to my new house area that we're setting up over by the ocean. Assuming I don't just trap myself in a small pit. Alright, back up this way. We'll go around this forest area. No. I've got other people on the server with me right now. Got my wife's on the server. A community member who goes by General Efficiency's on the server. It's open to all members of my Discord, you know. So we got 3 people on the server right now. You'll occasionally see messages in the chat. I'm just out and about kind of exploring alone right now. Matter of fact, there's General Efficiency in the chat on the server right now. He's actually lurking in the stream as well. No, this is a vanilla server. Mostly because the server host that I use to run my modded server is apparently struggling with the whole 1.22 update. And for some reason, I cannot get my server to start on their hosting service. It has something to do with their environment that they've got their servers set up with, and some of the software changes made in 1.22 are causing some sort of conflict. But otherwise, yes, normally we would be playing modded, but until I can get that resolved or fixed, or find a better hosting service, we're having to play vanilla. Because right now this is being hosted by the devs of Vintage Story. They have a hosting service that you can use, but unfortunately only supports vanilla servers right now. Welcome, folks, to the stream. I hope everybody's having a good day. I see some people joining over on Twitch as well. Let's see here. What trader is that? Have I been to that trader? I've not been to that trader. Sorry, General Efficiency. Your fennel delivery has gotten delayed due to the fact that I found a trader. There's also bees right here. Can you all hear that? Can you all hear the bees? I can turn up the volume if y'all need me to. There's bees in this tree. Bees. Wow, how am I like running out of food already? That's poisonous. Don't want to eat that one. What kind of trader are you? Close that behind me. You're a building materials trader. What you got? Anything? I mean, nothing I care about. Nothing I can sell you. Alright. So, trader. Furniture. Where's my building mats? There it is. Building mats. There we go. Yep, have a nice day, trader. Definitely hearing wolves again. Just gotta get out of this forest. My house is just over this way. Alright. The joys of traveling and adventuring at night in Vintage Story. Yeah, the area we're building in is over here next to the ocean. Took us a while to find the ocean. But we did. You okay over there, dear?
Wolf.
Wolf. Yeah, there's a bunch of wolves out right now. Oh, that's a bear. That's 2 bears. I'm surrounded by bears. That's 3 bears. Why 3 bears? Oh, goodness. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm now running in the woods at night, alone, no torch. I'm probably dead. Okay. I don't know how I'm not dead. Alright. This is why you don't fall into the water when being chased by bears. And carrying just a torch for light. That is another bear. How many bears am I going to see tonight? Oh my god. This is bear number 4 in the last 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm using control to run. I understand how to run their general efficiency. What I don't understand is why the server setting is apparently set to 5 million bears everywhere. Okay, here we go. We go through that narrow gap. And up this little cliff here. There we go. Yeah, this is hard to see out. Alright. Okay, finally back at base. This is just West Virginia. I mean, not wrong. It does have that feeling about it. Okay. Back at base. Finally. I don't think I'm bringing all 500 bears with me. Zero efficiency. Yeah, I'm coming to the sod house. I have your fennel for you. I would also like some food if you have food. There we go. Oh, well here. Thank you for the food. Thank you so much, General Efficiency. Alright. Yeah, no problem. That was the fennel I was able to find for you while being chased by bears and stuff. Alright. Where are you at, dear? Oh, there you are. Come on in here.
Going to go get food.
Okay. Is there not food in General Efficiency's house? Or are we living inside the
Well, this is where I know food to be.
Okay, fair enough. By the way, General Efficiency, how are you breaking the cobblestone in front of these dungeons? The dungeons where you usually cook. Here, would you like the extra bandages back? Thanks for the bandages, by the way. They were very helpful. Ooh, you have an upstairs. It doesn't require a pick to break, so I break that. Oh, okay. Then I can break the rusty door. Ah, interesting. You have some chests, some copper, and some gold. And 2 forges? Is that right? You've got 2 forges already. Devs did not account for you. Fair enough. And copper tool. Jennifer's over here living the high life over here. He's got forges, smelting stuff, tools. Look at this. Ridiculous. Here you go, dear. I got your present. Alright. I should actually relight my torch. There we go. Let's relight the torch. There we go. Nice. Now you can see again. Victory. Very driftery outside, by the way, for people curious.
There's a boat torn out there too.
I'm not as worried about the Bowtorn. Like, if you can just get up on them and are aggressive, that's not too much of a problem.
Don't even carry a weapon, okay?
So you and Crop Duster are living upstairs. Complete with this book. Is this a book I've read already? Nope, I've not read that one yet. At least not in this playthrough, anyways. Ooh, you got an aged children's toy? Alright. Let's see your pickaxe. Hammer mold. Nice. Yeah, so there was apparently a bug before they updated today. Where if you connected a whatchamacallit, a quern to a windmill or anything like that, it would start spinning in like all directions at the same time. It was interesting. They just fixed that like today. Got a shiver outside. So whose house over there is that with like the raised up like roof thing? Or is that your chicken coop? Chicken coop? Okay. Well, you know what we could do, dear? Is we could build on the opposite side of the lake from the chicken coop over there, kind of next to the coast.
Well, I'll show you the area now that it's laid out.
You've held the line down here? Yeah, I know you've...
Well, there's a giant lake, like up here.
right here, where you're standing? Yeah, this is the one I was talking about.
You were talking about building here?
Yeah, like we could build on like this side of the lake over here. Build a little house over here, kind of near the chicken coop, kind of near general efficiency. That way we're still all close together, and we could use this lake to get your farming going. Got some bones. Yes, finally bones. What do you think?
It'll probably be a little small at the end of the day for the amount of farming I would do.
But I said to get started. I didn't say it would be like the permanent solution.
Because I was looking at turning like this giant lake area over here into a farm eventually.
Which giant lake area? The big one north of us?
Yeah.
Well, we could move a little further up north. That's fine.
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, I know. I can see it on the map. I don't get stuck in this bush. In the bush. So you want to build like over here. So like this giant lake over here. Is what you're thinking?
That's what I've been thinking, but...
Well, if you want, we can start. I got soil. We can start laying down a farm. Would you like that?
Hey, we're gonna need more fencing before I can legitimately farm, though.
I mean, true.
So I haven't worried about it too much. Just, sit down wherever you...
Okay, well. There's a boat horn over there. Look out. And a drifter. Ow. Oh dear. Let's leave, dear. Because I don't have the weapons to fight them right this second. Alright. Well, let's get back over here to where we set up this little box then. And we'll use that as a staging area while we work on the house. How about that? That way we're at least close to shelter if we need it. And I have a place to offload things. Let's see here. I'm gonna put the seeds in here, that in there, that in there, that in there. There's the ore vessel that we found. Do you have any flax on you, by the way, dear?
There's some flax in the box in the tent house that you set up.
Okay. You want to start offloading stuff to here if possible? Helpline. I've engaged more QCQ. That lightning strike was really close. With my axe than a sapper than Napoleon Wars. Wow. General efficiency. Alright. Alright. I'm just gonna set my respawn like right here. For now. It'll be fine. There we go. I now have a respawn point. Okay. I'm gonna start working on the house, dear. Let's see here. Let me get some flint. I can make a shovel. Alright. Beautiful. Dear, you threw an exception at the server. Why'd you do that?
I don't know.
It usually just means there's some sort of weird disconnect between you and the server. That's all. In case you're wondering. I'm just gonna scrape off this top layer of dirt right here. Oh, look, you're back on the server, dear. There we go. But yeah, people out there want to give me opinions. So I'm thinking about using a rammed earth house and doing something kind of similar to an adobo style house. Yeah, I remember the house you were making before we reset the server for the stable release, yeah. What about it, general efficiency? I actually have that file, by the way. You thinking of that for a dock house? Nice. Uh-huh, there, I see you, Botorn. Stop it. You stop it, bad Botorn. Poke. Punch, punch,
Okay.
punch.
Oh, Jesus. Let's try to fish.
Punch, 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 punch. I will punch this Botorn to death. Come on.
Why is it Botor block?
Because it was spawning next to me. Did they make... Did I... Aha! I've beaten a Botorn to death with my bare hands. Take that, Shiver. And that. Oh no, there's another Botorn. Yeah, I got you, Shiver. I shanked you several times. Rude. Alright.
Yes, there's another Botor.
I am being killed. Alright. I gotta hide in your house, general efficiency. Sorry. Oh god. That was you. Alright. Alright. Woo! Okay. Need a new spear. New spear. Normally I don't leave home without an extra spear, but you know. There we go. Thank you, General Efficiency. He's keeping me supplied with the with the bandages I need, apparently, to hold my character together. You know, I think I'll go back to chopping wood or something. Goodness. Well, that helped. That helped significantly. Alright. Put that in here for now. Put that over there. Alright. Do you need a worm grunter, dear, by chance?
I don't. I've got to make another one at some point.
Well, here, I've got one. I got one.
Fishing right now to use the worms that I have.
Okay, well, I've got an extra worm grunter if you need one. Or if you want, I can bring you worms, because I'm going into the forest anyways. And they're supposed to be more plentiful in forest biomes. Yeah, you might want to fish somewhere else. That fishing spot was a little close to the spawn location for the Botorn and the Drifters. You know, being overly friendly today. Yeah, I imagine the ocean's quite nice for fishing. Now, I don't know if you can deplete a chunk in the ocean or not. Because I think the depletion is chunk-based, but I'm not sure on the fishing. Although it's also entirely possible that depletion isn't working in the current version, I don't know. Alright, let's get up here. Alright, come on. I want the tree. Tree. Yeah, that's not really a big tree. Are there bigger trees around here that I can get? Yeah, they're all further down the coast here. You know what? I'll just go to the shore and go down the coast that way. That'll be easier. I don't know why I'm trying to do this the hard way. Maybe it's because I always see bears down here. Maybe that's why. Alright. You also grab some more flint while I'm down here, because you kind of always need flint. Should also grab, I need more clay too. I just need so many things. I need wood, I need flint, I need clay, I need dirt. Good lord. Got a long shopping list of things I gotta gather. Let's see here. Ooh, more flint. Alright. And do feel free to chat, folks. I am watching chat. Thalan, wait. Why wait? Why not chop down a tree? Okay, let me get down this tree real quick and I'll be right there. This tree, never mind, you're on that side of the coast? Yeah, I went south. I didn't go north. Or did you swim across the ocean or something? I mean, it's you might have teleported across the ocean somehow with your crazy, exploration. Oh, you got a raft. Okay. Yeah, you do tend to usually rush for a raft pretty quick. If we're honest. But I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. A raft's incredibly useful to have. Is that really all the wood? There's some hidden in this small bush. It was probably part of a tree. Yeah, there's a rift right there. We're going to move on. Alright. That got me what I wanted.
Everywhere by the house.
Yeah, I noticed it's very very heavy rift activity today, it seems. And what's weird is it only says it's medium out. No, it says it's high. Never mind, it's gone up.
I don't believe it.
No, it went up. I just checked. It's actually high now. Let's see here. Blackberry bush, ripening, flowering. These have good stats. Strong rooted's nice. Thin skin's annoying though. That's salt water. That little pocket of water there is salt water. You can tell because it has regular sand for the bottom. In case people didn't know that. So, a good way to know if it's freshwater or saltwater. Muddy gravel, freshwater. Regular sand on the bottom, saltwater. I just found this out the other day. By the way, folks. That was some new details I learned. Literally just this month. Not even sure what day it was. It was a discussion that was going on the Reddit. Oh, here's something. That's right. These are my cranberries. You silly raccoon. Do y'all happen to have a pot of food on somewhere? That I can...
I know currently there's a raw cooking pot in here.
Okay. Well, a raw cooking pot is not going to help me. Should still be some food in the dungeon. Okay, fantastic. I'm going to steal a serving of food then. Where did my bowl go? There's my bowl. I'm wait a minute. I had a bowl that General Efficiency gifted me. I should have grabbed some medical supplies while I was in the forest. Hindsight's 2020. Ew, someone put a little thing up there. Alright. Is it this one with food? There we go. There's one hefty pot of fish stew. There we go. Nice and filled up for a while. Yeah, see here. You got some flint arrows, some turnip seeds, peasant scarf, necklace, saltpeter, fish bones. I feel like that rust layer is supposed to not be that way. What you got over here? Oh, you got some other stuff in this one. You got a marketeer tunic. Interesting. Powdered charcoal. You found some interesting stuff down there. You have to put some stairs in there or something. Alright. Back to what I was doing now. Yeah, I know, you're struggling to find those clockmaker's glasses, man. So, for everybody in the stream, General Efficiency's been trying like crazy to find a pair of clockmaker's glasses for like 3 servers now. And just, the game is not letting him have them. It was just like, no. No clockmaker's glasses for you. Now, if I was a kind and merciful server admin, I would spawn some somewhere and hide them, somewhere where he might find them. But I am not. I am not a merciful ruler of the server that deigns to use my admin powers to gift away rare loot items. That, and I just also like watching General Efficiency's adventures of hunting clockmaker's glasses. Hey Aaron Music, how you doing? Welcome to the stream again. Been a little while. Yeah, you found, yeah, you did find that rich tin deposit, General Efficiency. Like, that was pretty cool. But not the glasses. I know. It's like the game doesn't want you to have those clockmaker's glasses, man. Alright. How are we doing? Yeah, I got a decent amount of stuff, so let's go ahead and make some packed earth. Some more packed earth. Yep, there we go. Rammed earth. Pick this up. There we go. More rammed earth. And more rammed earth. There we go. Oh. Check this. I got my catches for this fishing session. Let's see here. So you've got a wolf fish, a bunch of juvenile wolf fish, and a bunch of mackerel. Nice. That's a pretty good haul there, General Efficiency. Yeah, there you go. I was going to say you might need an empty hand for that. So, Cellophade and I are thinking about setting up over here. If that rift would get out of my yard. Yep, that was not the tool I wanted to use for that. Let me knock down this bush with my shovel. Actually, right here might work. We'll have a lake on this side. We'll be in between these 2 lakes. I think that'll work, actually. Yeah. Yeah, this spot right here. What do you think, dear? Kind of in between these 2 lakes, like right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, now, how do I want to flatten this out? There we go, just break some of these here bushes. Gonna move some of these plants. So I don't need all these bushes in this part of the yard. I'm gonna move them. Let's see here. They'll look nice over here. Set up a little decorative, like, you know, plant spot there. There we go. Oh, General Efficiency. Do you happen to have enough supplies to make a door? Like an actual door? Or like a saw that I could use to make planks to make a door? I'll leave that one there. You did just make a saw. Fantastic. Sweet. May I borrow your saw to make a couple of planks? There's a peat brick right here. Taking that peat brick. It's mine now. Ah, goodness. In exchange for borrowing your saw, I will gift you a peat brick that I've discovered. As a gift for your benevolence of letting me borrow the saw, next to your shoes here, I am placing a peat brick. Where are you keeping the saw at, by the way? If I might borrow it. Probably not in here. Even though that's where your tool rack is. Oh no, I'm trapped in the dungeon. Tool rack, sod house. Got it. Thank you, sir. Alright. There we go. Nice. There's the door. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to make 2 doors real quick. Because, yeah, there we go. Alright. There we go. Extra doors. Behold, we have doors. We can now build a proper house with doors to keep things like drifters out. We'll show them drifters what we think of them wandering into our houses uninvited. Primarily that we don't want them to. Alright. Now we definitely want the door. So we're going to need like 2 doors. We're going to need like a side door and a front door. So I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll build like right here. Well, no, that kind of defeats the purpose. Let's build. You know what? Right here will be fine. That's what we'll do. We'll put our front door like right here. It's not where I wanted it, but that's fine. Like right here. There we go. Now it's on the right side of the block. We'll get our initial foundation laid here. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. There we go. Alright. That gives me 8, 9. That gives me a 9 wide. So let's see here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And 7. There we go. Alright. Alright, I like where this is going. I like where this is going here. I have to move that bush. And that bush. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Alright. Alright, so there's our front door. I'm thinking 5, 1, 2, 4, 5. Right there. And this will be our back door back here. There we go. Alright. And then we'll go around the edge here, finish kind of balling it up. And I do have a torch that I'm going to, or a lantern I'm going to put in here to light this thing up. Keep the mobs out. Well, mobs. Good lord, I'm using the wrong terminology here. To keep the drifters and things out. The unfriendly neighbors, we'll say. There we go. Alright. I want to go like 3 high, I think. You don't want these things to be too closed in here. There we go. Yeah, I like how that's looking. And then what we could do... You cooking another meal? Okay. I'll probably be there to eat in a minute. There we go. Yes, there are reasons I'm doing basically crenellations on top of my house here. But I actually do kind of want to take this up another layer, don't I? Yeah, I do actually need to fill this in. Never mind, hold on. I was starting one layer too soon. What I was doing. Yep, I'm gonna need some more dirt. Alright, there we go. Go put these bushes out back. These bushes. Put them there. There we go. Oh, there's clay over here. Nice. I didn't even notice that until just now. Sweet. One more thing of dirt I need to use. Oh, also, I got some cranberries that we can add to the food pile. Where would you like me to store the foods for the cookings?
So we get a cook pot.
In the cellar. Is the cellar under or part of the dungeon there, General Efficiency, or is it the sod house? Third floor in the ladder of the dungeon. Okay. This one here? Alright. What do you got down here? Aged wooden chest. Okay. You got a scroll. Hold on. Look at you finding all these interesting tidbits that I have to go read. What's that? That's just carrots. Okay. There we go. We've got a whole bunch of, like, weird dirt on top of this ladder. I'm going to take a bowl of food in exchange for helping feed the town by bringing you all 11 cranberries. Behold my benevolence of cranberries. Alright. Get myself an extra axe here, just in case I need one. Nice. Now, I need another shovel, because mine's about to break. Oh, by the way, General Efficiency, I've got a mod spotlight coming out tomorrow on YouTube for a mod that solves a problem that I personally have, called not being able to find impact craters. Oh, goodness. Got quite the armada out here. Okay, that one's done. I took down a bowtorn. Alright. These drifters, very aggressive tonight. Hello, drifter. No. Did you throw the rock at him, or did Did another drifter throw the rocket in? Alright, I'm gonna see if I can't harvest this boathorn here in the water. Alright. They're coming. That's one down. Stop it with your rocks. This is also like the worst way to use a spear, by the way. For people who are curious, they do less damage when stabbing. Okay. Oh. Alright, knife. Man's like third ever weapon after stick and rock. Oh goodness. Okay. Oh, I'm running. They released they released the four-legged warhounds. Hi, dear.
Hi.
Well, while I'm in here, I suppose I should make some more another spear. Yeah, we're gonna run out of horsetail at this rate. We're gonna have to go like strip the forest of horsetail. There we go. We already have, actually. That explains why I didn't see a whole lot when I was in the forest earlier of horsetail. What is... It's still high out there. On the rift activity. Good lord. Every time I stream this game, I always get like stuck with super high rift activity. Like, don't get me wrong, you know. I don't really mind. Because, you know, it's just part of the game. But still, it's like weird. Weird that it always happens. Let's see here. I got some rocks. I can always try throwing rocks. I think they know I'm in here, General Efficiency. They're desperately trying to get in. They're trying to get me. But thankfully, drifters don't understand doors. By the way, I saw a mod the other day that makes it so I think drifters can open doors. In case you just don't ever want to feel safe again in Vintage Story at all. So, you know, for people out there who want, like, hard mode, you can apparently, you know, get intelligent drifters that know how to open doors. Yeah, I can hear that Botorn out there angrily firing at you. Oh, oh. He's down. Alright. You have survived. Now we will bravely hide inside General Efficiency's sod house. I know, this is riveting gameplay, but we're also out of bandages at this point. Try 3 times to realize you don't have an ingot mold. How do you not have an ingot mold? How did you make the saw if you don't have an ingot mold? Oh, you found an ingot in the dungeon. Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. Like, wait a minute. I mean, there's plenty of clay outside. It's just there's an army of drifters and stuff between us and the clay. Oh, you went outside. How did you go outside? Did you go out through the roof or something? Do you have like a hole in your roof? Or did you just pick it up and put it back real quick? You know, what we kind of need? We kind of need some way to just like set the yard on fire and let this burn itself out without like burning down everything we care about. And it's also like refuelable. So if someone has like a mod for adding like tar pits that you can set up and use as like fire traps against drifters, let me know. Consider me interested. Yeah, the drifter's acting all brave till I bring out the Greek fire. Yeah, truth. I mean, there was a wooden fortification mod I played with for a while on my Snowball Earth playthrough, but I never really got to experiment with it too much. And one of the things it had was like spiked walls and stuff that would damage the drifters, I think. Like, I want to get out there and run around and do stuff, but the problem is the drifters got me hemmed in here pretty bad. It looks like y'all got a farm started up there, kind of, sort of northeast behind your sod house here. Deciding what the best way to deal with this is. They're really like boxed in down here. Like, if I had him to go do the whole go out the roof trick, like General Efficiency did here, but I wouldn't want to break his house. There we go. Escape. If you're fighting a shiver underwater currently. Alright, here we go. Made it over here to my other house. Oh, right. Forgot about that. Yeah, there's our cook pot. Oh, did you want an ingot mold real quick, General Efficiency? Because I can whip one together for you. You're going to have to, like, fire it. Okay. Making ingot molds while the drifters and shivers run around outside and play. You know. There we go. Alright, let's see here. Nice. There we go. Alright, there's that. Do you have a pit gun set up, by the way? Yeah, in a cave by the shoreline. Okay. Cool. I heard a wolf. Okay. Rift activity has calmed down. We still have some drifters about, but the rift activity itself has calmed down. Alright, that was a little too much of a hit. Nope, that's a bad one. Nope, nope, they're right there. Ow. Guess I'll hang out in here. Oh, good, food. I actually needed some more food after getting beaten several times by drifters. Hmm. Where's the black card when you need one? Yeah, it's fair. Fair. So in case any of my viewers have not seen what these dungeons look like, here's the entrance into one of the dungeons down here. Oh, look at you with all your barrels down here. What you got in here? Rot. So you making some compost down here? And some lime water. Okay. Alright, anything in this? Contaminated coal. Powdered charcoal. Nothing in that one. Coat rack. Skull pile. Or no, that's cloth pile. Oh, leaf zone. Ooh. Found a drifter. Aged. Okay. So basically, this is one of those dungeons down here. Yeah, that's like a... Yeah, that's a drifter there. I'm not dealing with that. Yeah, Leaf, come save us from the drifters. I don't know if Leaf's chilling in my stream or not, but Leaf's one of the other community members. Alright. Where's my rocks? Yeah. Alright, I've taken to throwing rocks at the enemies. Ho ho, I killed a drifter with a rock. Make that 2 drifters with rocks. soon as you get temporal gear, you're going to move down there with us? Cool, Leaf. Yeah. Take that, Botorn. And that. And that. Yeah. Yep, Botorn down. Ooh. Alright. Botorn's defeated. There we go. I pelted the Botorns to death with rocks. Behold my might. And I just put my torch out, because I'm real smart. Alright. Thankfully, I carry a lighter. Come on, there we go. Alright. Torch back in here. Okay. We've defeated much of the enemy. Alright, now, General Efficiency, you said there was a, oh, that's a pig. Taking there, I thought that was a wolf. Alright, you said there's a little cave down here by the shore where you've got your, pit kiln set up. I see your pit kiln. There we go. Alright, I'm going to go grab my cooking pot and put that in the pit kiln. Yeah, put your put the 2 ingot molds I made in a pit kiln down there. Right, nothing on that one. Can I get lucky? Nothing on that one. Nope. The answer is no. Seeing if I get another temporal gear like I got the first one. But there we go. Yeah, nothing in there I need. Cool. Alright, let's go. Let me grab some grass. I think we need some grass. So I'm going to run. I'm going to go ahead and start these things for us. Their general efficiency. Get them cooking in the kilns. There we go. That's how we doing. That's 30. That's plenty. That is plenty of grass. I have firewood on me. Well, soon to be firewood, I should say. What's in this basket? Oh, nails and sod. Okay. There's a Botorn in here. Who said you could be in here, Botorn? Get out of my pit kiln. Bad Botorn. Gotta put some more lights in here. At least I got some arrows. I can finally use my bow. Isn't that fancy? Alright, so we got those there. Put that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Hot 10. And now we get sticks out. I only have enough to do 1. Need more sticks. Got it. Okay. More sticks. More sticks. I can also get this out of my hand now. Alright. Sticks. Sticks. Well, there's bushes, and bushes mean sticks. That's one stick. Just need 8. Technically. Got a stick and a tree seed. Definitely take that. Means we can get some tree farming going. Alright. We've got our 8-6. Gonna grab one extra because it's right here in front of me. Perfect. And we're gonna plant this tree right here. There you go. Happy little tree. To quote a very famous, kind person known as Bob Ross. Bowtorn, just had this talk with your previous tenant in our pit kiln cave. You're really gonna have to work on the whole like tenant issue in your pit kiln cave, general efficiency. You keep getting really just they're not paying rent. They're overly aggressive. You know, it's becoming a real problem, sir. You're gonna have to deal with. Alright. There's that. Oh, I can put that in my offhand. Forgot about that. There we go. And torch. Alright, pit kilns are lit. There we go. Let there be pit kilns. Do you mind if I like clean up the entrance of this cave a little bit? Like, make it a little easier to get in and out of. Okay. It's mostly just because I want the dirt, but, you know, I'd ask. So what we'll do, we'll make this part nice and level here. There we go. Good enough. That gives me some dirt to work with. Alright. Now back to the construction site. See if we can't finish getting this house built. Hopefully. Without being attacked by, like...
There's unfired cookpot.
It's already being fired. That's one of the things I was talking about here. My wife was reminding me there's an unfired cookpot in our house. I was explaining to her that I just put it in the pit kiln. And so I was doing that anyways. Well, look at there. Didn't even notice that there. Copper. There you go. Oh dear. That's my lovely wife right there. Playing her character. She does her best to try and keep us fed. And keep me on task, sort of. Sometimes. On occasion. There we go. Alright, grab that. Let's see here. also want to grab some dirt from... I'm going to clean up the front of this a little bit for you, dear. There we go. Now we have a little walkway in front of the house. That's a little bit better. Oh, the chickens got hit by lightning. That's another curse of vintage story right there. Chickens are just too easily killed by lightning. I thought I saw some close lightning strikes during that last storm. So for people curious, chickens have such a low number of hit points that even a near miss from lightning will kill them in the game. And that's the reason it's actually very important to put a roof and preferably a lightning rod over your chicken coop if you have chickens. Which General Efficiency had chickens. So, unfortunately, he no longer has chickens. Due to the lightning telling him he no longer has chickens. Oh, wow, that actually worked out perfectly. I could not have landed that better for getting rammed earth. There we go. Alright. Back to the building. There we go. And now we'll start the crenellations around the rooftop here. There is method to my madness on this design, folks. Or maybe madness to my method. One of the two. Go, and then we do a layer here on the inside. I'm just doing the outer layer. I'm going to actually flatten the whole thing out. I'm also going to need some more rammed earth for this. But there we go. That gets the initial kind of idea done there. Alright, so now we need... Here's my wooden blocks. There we go. I can quit falling in the river here. You can also get these sticks out of my hand. I just realized. There we go. Oh, ran out. I need more. More wood. Thankfully, I had another stack. Go. Alright, then we'll put in those last two once the roof is actually finished. There we go. So yeah, you can see the design I'm kind of going with, folks. So this is a style of housing that was popular among some of the tribes in like the western part of the United States. And I saw someone else did a design similar to that on the subreddit. And I was just like, you know, that's kind of cool. I should do that. I could build that. It looked better as the rammed earth. It gets kind of an aged look to it, I think. But it's a style of house called an adobo home or an adobe home, if you, depending on how you go with your pronunciation. There we go. That'll be enough to get me some more rammed earth. I don't know if it'll be enough to finish it, but we're going to find out. There we go. Now we're back up on the roof here. Yeah, I know. I'm running out of food again. Game.
making more food right now.
I appreciate that, my love. My dear wife, is making some more food. Yes, I need 1, 2,
I feel like the
5.
thing here broke.
I need 15. Which thing?
The torch holder dungeon.
Did you punch it?
Didn't think so.
Let me come see. I'm gonna come see if you killed the poor torch holder. That poor defenseless torch holder, my love. Alright, let's go see if my wife broke the torch holder here. Yep, it's gone. Oh well. Yep, shoot. You didn't accidentally pick it up, did you, dear?
I checked. No, it's not in my inventory either.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. I'll put that in there for now. Alright. Okay, that doesn't need... Since I'm not storing any food in there. I'm going to add some grains to the pantry there, general efficiency. I can not trap myself here. Alright. I'm putting them in the thing with the carrots.
I've been storing some of the grains in our
That's the ones I just grabbed. They're down here in the pantry now.
old house until we get a cellar.
They're down here in the cellar below where we're cooking.
No.
I just put them there. Here. So that we can... That's what I was trying to explain to you. Is that I put them there so we can all share the food. Because right now it's a team effort to try and keep us all fed. As I slowly wither away. Alright, there we go. Now this is something else I've seen a lot of people talking about on the subreddit. Is everyone's like, man, it feels like you starve faster. It's not actually that you're starving any faster, folks. Just so people hear this. The devs fixed an unintended mechanic. That whole... there was a problem with the way the system calculated certain time delays on your hunger. It wasn't processing certain things right, so you ended up with much longer durations of not becoming hungry. And that was the problem. And that is now gone. So, that's why it seems like you are constantly burning through food. And then, of course, a lot of people also forget that if you're not at full health, like my character is not currently at full health, you just natively burn through hunger like 30% faster. If you have something in your offhand, that's an extra 30% on how fast you burn through your hunger meter. You know, combine that together, and now you're burning it at like 60% faster. Where, I mean, I just scared a wolf or a boar over here where I'm at. Did you finish cooking foods? Good. I'm going to eat, as I am about to starve to death. Also running like my character is right this second also burns through. Oh, you got a blackguard Kursk? Nice. Very nice. Ah, there we go. That filled me up nicely. Let's go see if I can't get some healing items going. I have cattails. Now that is a wolf, by the way, dear. I can hear it howling. Hold on. Here's some strawberries that are ripe over here. Ooh, ripe duration. There's some good strawberries over here. Alright.
Why is the goat trying to kill me?
The goats can become aggressive under certain circumstances. I don't know if that's an intended behavior or not, but I have noticed it in recent times. Alright. For people curious what I'm doing now, I'm going to go look for some horsetail. Because need bandages.
About foraging, so if I see any over at it.
That'd be lovely, dear. Thank you. My wife said she's also going to look for horsetail for us.
Bear. Not going that way.
Yeah, avoid the bear. Bear not friendly. Do not recommend playing with the bear. Alright, continuing along here. Should be some horsetail in this area, hopefully. And not wolves. There were wolves last night. Strawberries. You know, General Efficiency, I think you're right. I think y'all, like, stripped this forest of all horsetail. Oh, wait, here's some. Teeny tiny little patch of horsetail. Take those two and leave the rest to grow. Now, horsetail is one of the few plants that will actually spread and propagate on its own. Now I just need a few more. I mean, I could take this short, route to being healed and eat that death cap. That sounded like something. I feel like I heard something. I don't know what it was, though. Any more horsetail? There's some. Good lord. Gotta say, I hope we're not out of horsetail. Like, I was starting to get real thin on horsetail there. Just gonna break like every other one here. There we go. That'll keep us a decent amount of horsetail in this area. If I can get a couple more, I'll be able to make a couple stacks of bandages. Like, there we go. There we go. Alright, now I just need some cattails. By the way, I noticed there seemed to be lack of cattails around some of those ponds. Y'all didn't break the cattail roots, did you? You know, efficiency? There we go. Okay. I don't know then. Might seem like there weren't any. Alright. Bandages. Oh yeah, if you want to grab some extra cattails here, that'd be great. Alright. 8 bandages down the hatch. I'm still not fully healed. But it's something. I got some blueberry bushes. Ripening. That one's ripe. Wait. It's rift o'clock again. The rifts are back. Man. So much rift activity today. Alright, but with the horsetail acquired and healing kind of mostly done, I'm gonna eat these 2 strawberries real quick. Top off my food bar a little bit. Head back to base and hopefully not run face first into a wolf or a bear. I like to hang out over here. One of the actual dangers of the forest biome is the high spawn rate of wolves and bears and such. Ooh, more blueberries. Look at this. I found like All kinds of blueberries. I do like the redesign of the blueberry bushes. I do think they look nice. There we go. Pop up that little ravine there. I'm also bringing back some blueberries back to camp for everybody, so you can make like some porridge or something. Go. Get a little bit more dirt just so I can kind of finish making my roof. I found buried treasure. Oh my goodness. And inside my buried treasure, I found a heavily collapsed chest.
Is there anything in the heavily collapsed chest?
Yes, inside the heavily collapsed chest was another heavily collapsed chest.
Really?
Yes.
It's kind of underwhelming.
No, it's kind of hilarious because it's a piece of furniture that we can put down that has H storage units. We give you a chest in your chest, exactly. This is like one of those Cards Against Humanity's cards. It's, you know, a box of boxes. Oh man, so I had a friend that used to work at a warehouse, and he hated dealing with the boxes. Cards Against Humanity game night win. You know, I'm almost always down. I actually don't have my own copy though. I always have to borrow a friend's copy. Oh, you work in a warehouse, Leaf? Yeah, so you'd get along with my other buddy. Website. Yeah. Nice. It is. I actually used to also work in a warehouse. Mostly because my father was the warehouse manager, and I represented cheap and efficient labor. And so on Take Your Kid to Work Day, his boss would pay like me and the other kids like, you know, $1 to hang out.
Really?
Did you get stuck in something there, dear?
Just trying to figure out which door is down to the cellar.
The far right one, I believe. Or you mean like which door's the trapdoor? There we go. We were unionized, so my official title is operator. I basically just run a filler. It's an alcohol plant, so it's more lax too. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, we were a bookstore warehouse, so for us it was just books, specifically college textbooks.
Where's the cellar?
Alright, it's like the third level down.
I know. I need to know which of these doors to go in.
The one to the far left here, I'll come and show you.
Far left?
Yeah, it should be one kind of by itself, next to the other clump of doors. So here's something I've noticed, you know, for see. I don't know that the oil lamps actually generate enough light. Are you going? Oh no, this one right here. This is the ladder right here. Go straight down. Yeah, they should make those ground storage possible. Did you find the cellar here? It's right here. Right here. Right here. Up.
Maybe.
Too far. You went too far. When you pass by here, there's a little trap door on the wall where I'm at. Yeah, you're having trouble with the whole ladder thing, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. Well, you're at it. Stop. Down a little bit. Down. Turn to your left. It's behind you now. Like you might need to be in first person if you're not. Actually, wait a minute. I need to go to the cellar. Anyways.
Oh, you have to crawl in here, don't you?
No, you don't. You can just look in here and hit the things you need to hit if you're in first person. I got it.
Let me go here.
I mean, if you want to hand me the stuff to put in there, I'll put it in there for you. Okay. Oh goodness, we left the door open. Okay. Alright. So much for all that healing I just did. Alright. Alright, I put the strawberries and stuff down there for you. Okay. Coming up. Alright, toss it at me. I'm waiting. What do you mean, Leaf? Did they change fishing? That's all I can carry for the second. Give me a second.
That's it.
Okay, that's all of it. Okay, love. Raw fish, strawberries, and cranberries. There we go. No, I don't think they changed fishing, Leaf. At least, not very much, I don't think. If they did change it. Oh, there's a wolf right there. I forgot the arrows fly much more level now. There we go. Got him. Got the wolf. Ooh. Got some bush meat. Got a hide. Got a lump of fat. I'll also take these bones. There we go. Alright. Take this stuff down to the cellar here real quick. There's bushmeat. Throw that in here with your bait. Alright. Added some bushmeat to the bait pile there. General efficiency. There we go. Gonna render some fat here real quick. So for people who haven't seen this process, this is how you make a lump of rendered fat. Well, let's see here. All this cooks now. Go. And you also have to do this if you want to. So, usually you take the fat and use it to cure your hides. Now you have to render it first, for people who may not know, who aren't used to 1.22. It's an interesting change. I can see lots of potential uses for this recipe in the future as they do more with it. And there's our lump of fat. And there's our cured hide. That wasn't the most efficient use of our fat, but it's fine. Also helps if I don't back myself into the fire. Let's see, you've still got medium rift activity going on here. Gonna head back over here to my place that I'm working on. Put my animal hide down. I should build like a little walkway across this little lake here. And not fall into that pit. But I keep forgetting it's like right there. There we go. So we'll put like this hide down like right there. Let it dry. Nice. This is our starter home. We're going to be putting a big farm out in the lake out back here. At least my wife is, anyways. I'll be helping her with it. There we go. Let's go see if we can't. Let's go check the status of the pit kilns, see how they're doing. It's gonna run a little bit. I know this burns extra calories and stuff, but we're gonna go check it anyways. How's the pit kilns looking down there, general efficiency? Good. Did my cooking pot finish? Not yet? Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to go do a little bit of other work here. Let's see here. First things first, let me grab a little extra grass. There we go. That wasn't what I meant to do. That'll be fine. Hello, Drifter. I don't recall inviting you to this party, Drifter. I forgot this isn't actually a door. I'll take the bones real quick. What I'm actually here for. I'll put that away. I want the clay. Come with me, clay. There you go. That was my original, like, miniature shelter to hide from, the drifters and such. And the army of wolves that absolutely, like, lived in this area earlier. That Bowtorn tried to get me. Oop, shiver. Yep, shiver caught up to me. Stay out there. Bad shiver. Alright. Top off my food bar again so we can keep the healing going. Alright. Now, what I was planning to do. Alright, we're going to make a storage vessel. Why are we making a storage vessel? Because everyone needs a storage vessel to store stuff. Alright. There we go. Alright. Now after this, we'll be able to do the copy layer option right there. Now we can just hold it down, make our lives easier. Beautiful. Here we go. Yeah, I'll be honest, Napster had me kind of spoiled there for a bit. It really did. I saw what someone was doing look like they were making a fork of Napster, sort of. But it was only the clay forming part of it. For 1.22. Actually, that's something I should investigate tomorrow. To see if my server host has decided to figure out how to actually let us run Vintage Story servers again. Of the 1.22 variety, I should say, specifically. Or if they're still struggling with that. Again, just from my limited experience in testing it, a clay wheel would be nice. But from my limited testing on their server infrastructure, when we got the release versions of, or the at least release candidates of 1.22, it looked like an issue where they just didn't have the correct version of .NET installed. Which, you know, if that's the case, that should be an easy fix. I wanted. I don't really need my torch out in here. Oh, I'm kind of pinned in here. Oh yeah, no, there's new ambience music and stuff. Like, they've added a bunch of new things to the game. Thanks to, oh, do I have a proper house or just a temporary one? Oh, this is going to be my proper house here. I just saw your message there. Sorry about that. The temporary one was where I went over here and grabbed the stuff. So I actually need to do this. This is going to be my proper sort of house. And save. There we go. And then delete this one. Now I'll probably do things eventually to improve it. Like I'll eventually put in like windows and stuff. The general efficiency's over there. He's living in one of the new procedural dungeon things that they've created. Which, to be honest, those things are really cool. There's only one design right now. Why is the map so flat? It's just because we're in a flat area. Like, if you look up here, this is all hills through here. All that's all hills. And then this is like hills and forest. Oh, you've got 2 pigs trapped already there, Leaf? Nice. We're also on the coast. There's a little bit of, like if you zoom in here, you can see where it goes down a couple layers down to the ocean. And then this is all ocean over here. So we're on the coastline over here. Yeah, this was spawn up in this area. That's where we spawned in at. It was like right up here. We got an agricultural trader over there, building materials, survival down here. So you can see we did some exploring down to the south before we finally found the coast over here. Lots of like weird little desert biomes and stuff. Gravelly biomes, whatever you want to call it. Did we find a treasure hunter trader? I feel like we did, but I don't think I marked him. There's the survival one. Yeah, I feel like I failed to mark the treasure hunter trader that we found. trying to decide if that's a trader or a tree. There is one at spawn, so up here somewhere. Yeah, because that was someone's. I think that was Leaf's initial house up there. There's the agricultural trader. Oh, wait. Now, there he is. I don't know why I made him blue. Why did I make him blue? That's just so hard to see. I'm going to have to change that color. Hold on. I think I'll do orange. There you go. Save. There we go. I like to color code my traders. -3. Yeah, it's the same place I've got them marked. Well, no, actually, mine's at -31, 1, 4010. So you must have another one. So -31. You've got, that's the altitude. Never mind. Yeah, no, that's the one. That's the same one. Yeah, I mean, general efficiency's got a point there, Tony. Like, when it comes to traveling, flat land is vastly easier to travel on in this game. Yeah, I don't know why I was misreading the altitude there. Yeah, it's the altitude that was throwing me off. Oh, I'm sitting here trapped inside my house. I might as well harvest the grass, build a bed or something. Ooh, that's something I could do. I've got enough granite and that to do some cobblestone. Let's see here. Where do I want the kitchen set up? Put the kitchen over here. There's that. There's that. We'll do one of these. There we go. That'll make my wife happy. She'll have a cooking spot right there. I do need to make myself another knife. I just realized. And spear. Spear, check. Alright, and then knife. But yeah, so we are actually working on a list of mods for the community server once we can get it modded again. We just haven't gotten there yet. That's something I'll probably work on tomorrow to some extent. There we go. Had to rearm and re-equip there. There we go. Outside into the rain. Helps if I keep the torch out. There we go. That's a Botorn. Botorn missed. There we go. Oh, you be right back? Okay. Go ahead and eat my character's dinner there. Ooh. How many servings we got left in here? 5 servings. Okay. Gonna eat some of the stew here. Nice. Go. Alright. Get over here. Alright, grab my fishing pole. No, am I out of... It looks like I am out of cattails. Well, that's unfortunate. There we go. Alright. Okay. Shiver's having a moment over there. cattails there. Actually, go down here for a second. Check the cave of kilns. Still burning. At least the sun is starting to come up, which is nice. Still medium rift activity. What time is it? It is 4 a.m. basically. Grab that flint real quick. Yeah, right. Get stuck in the blackberries. Alright. What do we have here in this? That's original efficiency storing his extra sod roofs. Yep. Red clay shovel mold. Oil lamp. Pickaxe. Trying not to set myself on fire too much here. Man, you're getting rusty gears and tuning cylinders but no temporal gears. Are you trying to pan for them? Or are you looking for them as loot? You need 2 temporal? Yeah? Panning? Okay. You must be panning bony soil. Alright. Well, with the rain having stopped, well, I mean the night having passed, what I'm going to do real quick is do a bit of fishing, because I haven't gotten to do much fishing. You had like 22 bony soil at the start. That's a lot of bony soil at the start, actually, before you do any fishing. I need more cattails, I just realized. Cattails take priority at the moment. Yeah, that's a lot of bony soil. Alright, I can take this down over here. I just remembered. And avoid that boathorn. Ow. Where is he? Ow. Dang boathorn. Alright. I just wanted some cattails. Alright, that cattail's just positioned badly for me. Yeah, I see that you starved to death here, Leaf. You know, we have food over here. We've all been kind of gathering / fishing. There we go. Alright. Get a few more cattails. Need so many cattails. There we go. You think the water has to be at least 2 blocks deep to fish? I don't know if that's true. I know that water that has like a lot of cattails and stuff in it is supposed to have a higher population of fish and stuff. Alright, how's that? Alright, there we go. I can make at least one stack of bandages. Alright. This ain't got nothing in this little pond by your house. Well, you can also outfish a pond. So, depending on how big of a pond you're at, it may just not have any fish in it. That's also entirely possible, by the way. That's part of the reason we actually came to the coast and found the ocean, was specifically to make sure we always had a source of fish. Because it's such a good way to kind of keep food. There we go. You always do this? Hello, Hoodus Ninja. How you doing? Sitting here hanging out on my community server. Hanging out with Leaf and General Efficiency. My wife was on a second ago, but she had to call it a night. I'm doing pretty well, man. Had a pretty decent day. It's good that you're doing well. Oh, good. And General Efficiency just told me my cooking pot is done. I'm gonna go get that. Yeah, I get that. Time can be very tight. I'm sorry that you didn't have the best time today, but I hope you're having a better evening then. Yep. Well, my cooking pot may be done, General Efficiency, but it seems like the Drifter has decided I'm not allowed to have my cooking pot. And the boat horn, good lord. There's a party going on down in the pit kiln room. It, 1.22 is great. I personally love it. I like the changes they've made to the berries and stuff, and lots of other things here. Let's see here. Let's see if I can lure these guys out a little bit, so I don't have to go down there and fight them, where they can get a straight shot at me with their Drifter back up. Ow, ow. Okay. Well, that's true. This is also where General Efficiency set up the pit kiln process. Is in their cave. Nope, 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 nope. None of that, please. Here, I'm going to harvest this Drifter while I've got the chance. Nothing. Come on. Ow. Stop with the rocks. There we go. Got him. Ooh, I just barely dodged that one. Alright, that's one boat torn down. There we go. Alright, I will certainly take the flax and the arrows. And tell you to toss spears even when you're close, but I think they nerf spears. So they did nerf spears a little bit, but that's because they added 2 more levels to spears on top of the normal levels you had. So used to, we just had stone, copper, and tin bronze, right? Well, now there's also iron and steel. Tiers of spears. So we've got a lot more spears to work with. So they nerfed kind of the lower end ones to make the newer, higher tier ones more worthwhile to make, if that makes sense. And it's not even like a big nerf to the stone spears. Like this flint spear still does 3 point... hold on, what was it? It still does 4 piercing damage when thrown. It's just 1 damage less than it used to. Yeah, so it's not like the end of the world. At least that's my opinion on it. But then I was never a huge spear user in the game anyways. I tend to favor bows for the long-term accuracy of the bow versus the spear as a personal preference. Alright, and the other thing I was going to do while I was in here is make some storage. There we go. You're a spear enjoyer? I don't blame you. Like, the spear absolutely is not a bad weapon in this game. Like, not at all. It is a fantastic weapon if you spend the time to master it. I have not spent the time to master it. That's a me problem, not a spear problem. So. There we go. Put that in there. I can put the shovel in there. Nice. So, one thing that they've also changed in 1.22 here that I've noticed, and it's actually kind of messed me up a little bit, funny enough. I love the sling. Sling is great. So, on the last big community server that we had before 1.22, when we still had the big modded server, I was playing a Malefactor for the first time ever on a server. I entirely just used sling basically. Like, I didn't use the bow or anything too much. I use the bow for training purposes, but I almost exclusively use the sling for actual like fighting and stuff. I love the sling. Now on that server, I also used the bow, but that's because we had Seraph leveling turned on that one, and it leveled up your ranged damage for each different ranged weapon you used. Yeah, no, I love the arc effect you can get with the that's a wolf. I don't want to fight the wolf. It's two wolves. Glad I moved. But I like how you can arc the rocks with the sling. Yeah, no, it's, as I said, it's fantastic. There's another copper deposit right here. Wow, there's copper deposits all over the place up here. I'm not going to complain about it, though. And another one. Look at this. Helia, what you doing down there? But no, I'm definitely going to make a sling here in a bit once I've got the resources kind of stocked up for it. Yeah, no, this is like a very, very straight coastline. So what that means, see, now it starts to curve up here, but it means there's some sort of weird generation on this chunk, is what that means. It happens occasionally in this game, where you get just like very, very strange, like, chunk generation. Or sometimes you'll get something where like it'll regenerate a chunk for some reason, and end up with this oddly straight line of just sudden biome change. Also happens, and you can like see it on the map. I was gonna see if they dug this one up, and they definitely have dug that one up. General efficiency out here digging up all the ruins. Let's see here. Alright. Here's an example of something strange. Look at that. That water just stops. Doesn't run off. Doesn't go down the hole. It just stops. I mean, that's possible. It could be relatively like terraforming. It's very disciplined water. You're absolutely right. Are you roasting drifters in the pit kiln room again there, General Efficiency? What have I told you about roasting drifters? Absolutely nothing. You know, if I'm honest, I haven't said anything about it. I am gonna eat these berries though. It is very efficient. You know, it's almost like he's generally efficient. See, he normally makes that joke, so now I'm gonna make it. Stealing his joke. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, be out here and forage a little bit. I think my wife went up this way earlier, and I think this is up the direction where she ran into a bear. Which I should definitely not do. I should definitely not run into a bear right now. Oh, I found some ruins over here. Have these ruins been excavated? Let us find out. These ruins do not appear to... Well, no, they've definitely been excavated. I see the signs of a general efficiency having been here. Makes me wonder if there's something down that cave. Yeah. The general efficiency has definitely been over here at these ruins. I just saw something move over there. I'm not sure what it was. Oh, there it is. It's a bear. I'll hail the zoom button. A mod that isn't required to be on the server, so it actually works even on unmodded servers. I think I found your bear from earlier there, dear. Hello, my love. I'm being stared at. I think my wife was trying to tell me I should go to bed. Because we both have work in the morning or something like that. I feel like she's trying to tell me to be responsible. Instead of playing games.
Somebody has to.
With my friends here on the YouTubes and the Twitch. Maybe if we pretend she's not there, she'll go away. What do you think? This is also bad life advice. Don't listen to me about that. But sometimes you just gotta watch someone else play games. I mean, that's what I do when I'm at work, is I watch other people play games. I should be doing work, but, you know. I get that too. I've been there. There's a wolf right there. I'm working on my way back to the house, dear. Once I get back to the house, I'll get off. Right now I'm trying not to fight the wolf. I mean, if my health was better, I would try it, because I think I figured out the pattern to fighting them earlier by accident. Oh, trap him? If I had my shovel, I could trap him. That's actually something I do want when we can get mods, is I want the wolf taming mod. Yeah, that's what I discovered earlier, is the diagonal movement. You kind of gotta go at an angle. Someone's been planting trees all the way up here. Yep, yes indeed. That is correct, isn't it, Jeff? And I shouldn't have a speed debuff right now, so that shouldn't be a problem. The problem is I also don't really have the time. I'm heading back to base just so I can go to bed and be a semi-responsible adult. That because even if I was going to ignore work tomorrow, I do have a 9-year-old that's going to wake up at like some random time between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. That's smart. I did that on the previous server before I reset it for the stable release of 1.22, where I had some pre-made bear traps that I kept going. So that I could trap bears. Yep, I know what you're talking about. Goalposts. Okay, that's chicken. For a second, I was like, is that a bear's head sticking up? No, it's chicken. Okay. Okay, Liberty Caps. All the Liberty Caps. It's a dead deer. I mean, I'll take the dead deer. I got struck by lightning. He was struck by lightning. Why does this caribou drop a small... Like, I'm curious why the caribou drops a small skeleton. Caribou are not small. Caribou is also the other term for reindeer in real life, in case people are wondering. Caribou, reindeer, same animal. Yeah, actually, according to the death message on that one, it was struck by lightning. Which also, unfortunately, like, destroys, like, the value of stuff you get out of them food-wise. You don't get nearly as much meat and hides, just as if they'd been eaten by, like, a bear or something. I built my house next to copper, again. I didn't even notice. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Same with if they fall to their death. It also reduces the amount of drops you get off them for some reason. That one I don't get. Like, I can understand the lightning, maybe it's, you know, charred or too damaged to use or something. Sure, that I can see that. If you kill them with slings, it doesn't. That doesn't affect it. Yeah, if it says crushed carcass, does it say crushed carcass if you kill them with slings? Is that a thing? Does it actually do that? I didn't think it did. I could be mistaken. I'm gonna have to test that now. It used to. Oh, maybe I just never noticed. See, now I'm gonna have to go test it. Come on, let me go down the thing. Down the thing. There it goes. All right. Oh, too far. Go. Oh, what happened to the bush meat that was in here? Well, there's some more meat. I'm gonna throw this hide in here for now. And these berries. There you go. That's our kind of shared cellar that we've set up in this dungeon. This is one of those. So, Buddhist Ninja, before I go to bed, this is one of those new procedurally generated dungeons, by the way. We've kind of built next to it, and General Efficiency's taking it over as his cellar. You put in a water spot. And then in here is the actual dungeon. Just poke our nose in real quick. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Yeah, no, these things are cool. We've actually got two of them, like, right next to each other. Like, there's a big chest here you can get stuff. Did you actually pick up this chest? Slightly collapsed chest? I don't know. There's all kinds of loot in these things. These dungeons, no, they are mildly temporally unstable. As you can see, I'm starting to lose temporal stability here. And you can get things like contaminated coal out of them and stuff. But you have to be careful, like, deep drifters and things will, like, spawn in here. But the interesting thing is, like, the loot in these things is very interesting. Like, we've gotten, like, all of our lanterns out of these things. It goes much further back, like, there's several rooms back there, but it is unfortunately time for me to pack it in, so I'm going to head back to the house. And we're going to call it there for tonight. But I want to thank you for coming back and hanging out, Hoodist Ninja. Yeah, these things are cool, though. So this is just the first iteration, and this is also the only one they currently have in 1.22. But they plan on adding more, is what they're saying. This is just kind of the test run of the mechanic. Yeah, it doesn't have too many spawns. They will respawn, though. So, you know, as far as, like, the creatures in there. The loot doesn't respawn, but the critters in there will. But it's like, I think maybe 5 or 6 spawns in there, I think is what I counted when we were in there the other night. General Efficiency, something like that. But it caps out at, like, deep spawns, not just, you know, not like the Nightmare or Corrupted or anything like that. That was a close lightning. That lightning strike was right there. That almost got me. But there we go. Back in my house. Yeah, I think this is one of the lanterns that we found in there. General Fish, we have that one. Out of one of the dungeons he found and looted. I don't turn the fire spread from lightning on, but yes, I do turn on the lightning. But anyways, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm going to head out for the night because unfortunately I do have work in the morning and a 9-year-old that's going to wake up early. And you all have a great one. Catch you all next time.